Hello, my name is Iron and this is Iron's Tech. Welcome back to the channel. Some of you know I have been using a 2013 13-inch MacBook Pro for a while to run Windows, and also I upgraded it to Sonoma via OpenCore. Yesterday it decided to do this when I booted it up. So I now have a flashing question mark folder, which means the MacBook cannot find a working operating system, basically. So I am going to put this computer into internet recovery, have a look in there and see what is going on. So I'll be right back once that has loaded up. All right, so we're into internet recovery here. It took about 3-4 minutes to load this up. Focus, please. Okay. I'm going to go into disk utility and just have a look and see if I can actually see the disk. Okay, I cannot see the disk. So macOS base system, that's good that that's there at least. 2 gigs. So there's supposed to be a 500 gigabyte SSD showing up here. Let me try one more thing. View all devices. I've got the disk image, which is the same as that. No, it's not there. So, I mean, I can really think that possibly with this being a very, very old SSD, it has just given up and died on me. The other one is that somehow installing Sonoma and Windows at the same time, because Sonoma was via the OpenCore patcher, has done something to the SSD. I will have a look at a few things, see if I can work something out, but the fact it's not showing up here, this is not good at all, and it's very likely I'm going to need to get a new SSD and basically just upgrade the SSD to a new one. The other possibility is that the part of the logic board that sees the SSD, I forgot the name of that thing, that sometimes can go on the older MacBook Pros as well, and if that's happened, I genuinely don't know how to fix that. So it could be the end of this MacBook, but we will try. I think the first thing I'm going to try is I will give it one more try with internet recovery and just see if it will see the drive. If not, I will probably just switch out the SSD to another one that I have and just see if it will work there. So I will be back when this has loaded up one more time and we'll see if we get a different result. Okay, I'm back into internet recovery for the second time. Reinstall macOS. No, I want to go disk utility. See if it pops up this time. And no, I still just have the macOS base system. There should be a 500 gigabyte drive here. I will again just check it's not hidden in there. Nope, got nothing there. So it looks like I am going to be doing an SSD replacement. I would say upgrade, but I will very likely just put another 500 gigabyte SSD in here. I don't intend to go to 1 terabyte or any more than that, so I just don't need that much storage on here. So I will be back when I have opened up the computer and we'll show you what putting a new SSD in one of these looks like. All right, so I've got my MacBook shut down, powered down completely, and I've unplugged it from power source as well. So I'm going to flip it over. And to get into one of these 2013 MacBooks, you've got to take away all of these screws. So you've got 4 across the back, 1 here, 4 across the front. I will take those out and be right back when I have done so. Okay, so all my screws are out. I've got them in one of these little iFixit trays. This is actually the lid of one of the iFixit toolkits, which looks like that. Very nice little toolkits, these iFixit ones. They have all the little screw heads you need for fixing MacBooks or any other kind of computers, tweezers, little pinchy things, a spudger, this little blunt knife thing, which is good for scraping off all kinds of bits and bobs. These are great, really good. So I've got all my screws out. To get the back off a MacBook Pro is pretty simple. You just put your hand there and lift. It doesn't take any effort whatsoever. It does have 2 little clips here and here, but I find these don't really do a whole lot in holding it on. This is my replacement battery from Run Power. It is still going strong. I will still say that battery is a good one and it's holding up. Let's put that aside. Okay, so what I'm looking at is, bring that in a bit. Up here, we have our old Samsung SSD, which I believe is what's causing us some problems. So the replacement I've purchased is not a Samsung. I just basically went down to a local place near me that sells computer bits and grabbed whatever I could find. So I've got this thing. I don't know how to say that. Solidum, not sure really. It says a PCIe 4.0. Don't know if that's going to cause a problem. We'll find out. NVMe M.2 SSD. So hopefully everything will be okay. Now, something that I did notice when looking up how to do this change was the connector on this is not the same as most of these M.2 SSDs. So I'll take this out and I'll show you what I mean. So to take this out, you need a P5. It's very, very, very small. 5-pointed screwdriver head. So you need a P5. Okay, I said previously that the screw that I took out of here was P5 or something. It's not. It's just a T4 screw. It came out with the wrong screwdriver. I don't quite know how I managed that, but it's a T4 size. Wait for the shadows. Okay, put that to the side. Might need that. Not sure. There's a screw came in the SSD, which is quite cool. But we'll see. It might not fit. I might have to use the one from before, so I'll keep that somewhere safe. And then the SSD should just pull out. Yeah, there we go. So if you look at the focus up here, if you look here, it has this very unusual connection here. You've got this kind of extra part here. Normally when I see these SSDs, like the replacement one I bought, they look like this. You know, they've got focus. They've got like 4 points there. If you can see that, there's 4 little gold connectors and then loads on this side. But the one from the MacBook isn't like that. You know, it's got a load over this side and a load over this side. So to make the new one fit, I had to buy an adapter. And the adapter I got is this one. This was about $10 from Amazon. And it should just plug in like the old one. So it has the same set of connections there. So what I'm going to do is take my new SSD, and the adapter, and put the new SSD into the adapter. So put it there, and then I'll just gently push it from the back. Then it goes in, there's a little click one in there. And then put this whole kind of dual contraption thing into where the SSD was, and hope it fits. Okay, so looking good so far. So what I'd like to do is just see if the new screw works. I'm going to try just putting the new screw, I'll just try putting the new screw in by itself. Anyone else have shaky hands? Let's try that. Okay, we have a bite there. Okay, it's not amazing, but it seems to be holding. Let me just look from the top. Okay, it's in. I would have rather it was in the little washer I have, but that doesn't seem to be an option. So I'm going to leave it as that for now and see if that works. I may have another try at another point with the little washer, see if I can get that to go in, but for now we're in. I will close this back up, put the back on, do all the screws up, and I will boot back into Internet Recovery and see if we can see the drive. So booting into Internet Recovery mode, you hit the power button and then you hold down Option, Command and R all at the same time. And it will start to do this, which is like a little picture of a globe spinning and spinning and spinning. And it tells you about how long it has left before it will load up. So it says 3 more minutes remaining. So as before, I'll come back and let you know once we are in. Okay, so we are back in again to Internet Recovery, and I've got the same options as before. So I'm going to go into Disk Utility and just see if I can see anything in there. Okay, so we have the Mac OS base system, and then we have this other drive appeared up here. And that is very good news. That means it can see the new drive that I have installed into the MacBook. Yeah, showing the right size, solid state drive, 512 gig, PCI Express. Yeah, looks good. Good stuff. So it does look like, sadly, the old SSD just gave up. Or was corrupted. I don't know, something's very wrong with it. I'm not going to try and save it at this point. I'm going to go with this new one. Looks like the adapter I got off Amazon works as well, which is nice. Just first impressions though, I've not tried to actually do anything with this drive yet, so we will see what happens. I am going to install a fresh version of Big Sur on here. I'm not going to try and attempt to save anything. I didn't have much on it anyway. I had Windows installed, which is a bit annoying. I'll have to reinstall Windows again. And on Windows, I had some older games, but they're quickly installable, not a big problem. Most of my Mac OS based stuff is all on iCloud. And I do a lot of that on my M1 MacBook Air. And this was just able to access all of that through iCloud. So there was nothing really stored on here, which is lucky for me, but it can be very bad for people that store a lot of things locally. But a warning to people who do store things locally, your SSD can just suddenly die for no reason and you have to get another one. So I am going to come out of this disk utility thing. Create disk utility. I am going to reinstall Mac OS Big Sur. I'm not going to sit here and take you through the whole of that setup, but just to let you know, that's what I'm going to do. You can literally just click install, click continue. If it cannot see the, hold on a second, I'll agree to this stuff. If it cannot see the SSD I just installed, I would have to go back and format it. Okay, so I can't see it, so I'm going to have to go back and format that. So let me go back. Quick install macOS, disk utility, continue. So this one, I am going to click on erase. Go position map, APF bed, that's fine. I'm going to name this as new Mac SSD. And then if I do that, it should not take long. Okay, process is complete. Click done to continue. So this should have now formatted it in a way that I can install Big Sur. So I will once again come out of this utility, reinstall macOS Big Sur, continue. Continue. And then you will have to agree to a whole lot of terms and conditions. I've used macOS Big Sur on many other computers. I have already agreed to these many times. Agree, agree, agree. And there is my disk, hooray! So I'll click on the one I want to install it to, which is the only one I've got on this computer, hit continue. And it says about 2 hours and 19 minutes remaining. Last time it took less than that. I have done this on a different MacBook before. That is quite a while. I am not going to sit here with you for all of that. I will be back if there are any problems, or I will be back with a freshly installed macOS Big Sur. Okay, so I have just finished waiting for this to work. It took about 1 hour and 20 minutes, so less than it said. And I am into the setting up Big Sur screen, so it seems to have done all right. I'm going to go ahead and proceed through some of these menus. Set that up later. Wi-Fi. Password. Okay. Continue. Do you want to transfer information? I didn't back this up. Ooh, excuse me. Hello, cat. No, not now. Apple ID. Okay, I am actually going to sign in with my Apple ID because I want this to have access to all the things on my other Mac. So I will do this and be back with the next page. Once you've entered all of the information, it will spend a while setting up the account and the iCloud information. This can take a little while depending on how much stuff you've got in iCloud. Okay, so that's all finished. I've clicked through a couple of pages about file vault encryption. I've just chosen dark mode. Hit continue, and it is thinking about things now. Oh, looks like we might be in. Oh, look at it. Yay. Okay. So it seems we're in. I've got a couple of new accounts added to my email. That's good. Things are working okay. Let's see if that works. It might be a bit jittery at first, but it's looking all right. Let's see if I can open this one. Okay. Try Safari. Not bad at all. Let's go to YouTube. Okay, it's going all right. It can be a bit slower than normal due to the Mac sort of sorting itself out, organizing all the files and many other things that are going on. Usually if I let me just close all this down. If I go into, can I get to it from nothing's where it's supposed to be. Let's try it here. Other activity monitor. Let's just make it up. There we go. Go back. CPU. Yeah, we've got a few things going on here. Cloud backing up here. I would expect the photos to start doing stuff soon, and but because I've turned on iCloud and I've got it synced up to my Apple ID, things are going to start backing up and downloading, and it's going to run a little bit slow for a while, but so far it's pretty good. It's all right. Like, no major problems. So I think good start for my SSD. So you see there, I've got some MacBook Pro running Big Sur again now, 2.6 GHz dual core i5, 8 GB of RAM, storage. There we go. New Mac SSD, loads of space left because I have just started it up with a fresh install of Big Sur. I do plan to put Windows back on this because that's primarily what I was using it for before. I'm kind of hoping Windows wasn't the reason why the old SSD died, although I don't really see how. A little bit suspicious that it was something to do with updating to Sonoma via OpenCore, but I'm not sure again why that would have happened. But Windows I will likely put back on to this computer at some point, but for now I'm going to let Big Sur sort itself out via iCloud and backup photos and all the other things that I've got going on. But again, that was me changing the SSD in this old 2013 MacBook Pro. So I have been Iron, this is Iron's Tech, and thank you for watching.